Hello, hello, my dear friends, you've reached Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. She'll help improve your fitness, but there's also so much more. 'Cause here are just a few things that this channel has in store. There's barre and there's Pilates and there's belly dancing too. And many styles of yoga, so I'm sure there's one for you. Then watch her practice pianist string from right within her home. She's in such big condition, she'll outrun the metronome. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. They're the best place on the internet, the very best by far. It's not just the piano, but the ukulele too. The guitar and violin are even more that she can do. She does so many different things, it's hard not to lose track. I nearly didn't mention that she posts on her Substack. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. Yet controversial topics may be brought up for discussion, but try not to provoke her or she'll swear at you in Russian. And sometimes certain topics can make quite a big impression. So remember, you take part at your own risk and your discretion. Yeah, Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. You might even meet the leader if you're quite a loyal fan. She's got a fixed male cat, but she's so desperate for a man. We've really got it all, then you couldn't ask for more. So sit right back and watch Elena shave a 3 or 4. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far.
Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Bar and the Resurgence of Sanity. How are you doing, guys?
Another day, sun shining, life is good.
We're doing good. We're going to have so much fun here today.
Yeah, we will try. I mean, it's the second time we are trying to get Donovan Sharpe on, and we'll see how it goes today. I certainly hope that he will be here. So yeah, last time we started talking about the importance of restraint. I'm gazing at my notes here. The importance of restraining and disciplining women by their men, and the wifey duties. These two are the important topics that I care about. And today, guys, we are going to talk about neo-feminism, the different masks that women wear, and propaganda. And then I have another one, which is also related to propaganda. It's about the TradCons. So, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if we get there.
Yeah, if we get there. Mm-hmm. So, Darlene, you proposed the neo-feminism. How did you arrive to neo-feminism?
So neo-feminism is just this idea that women are always trying to get the best thing that they can get for themselves, whatever definition of best that they're using, guys, that's varied. And so some women have figured out or adopted a strategy that allows them to keep all of the things of feminism that they like. I hesitate to call them rights because they don't use them as rights. You know, rights like voting and free speech and all of that. Women don't use those rights the same way we do. Go ahead, Steve.
Benefits.
Benefits. That's a good way to say it. They certainly do treat them like benefits. But things like, you know, but it's not just things like voting, right? It's things like preferential treatment in the court system, you know, preferential treatment by the churches. We've talked. These are all things we've talked about, and what happened was I was going, there's a trend here. Women will say, in fact, I just saw a TikTok last night of a girl saying, well, where are all these men who just want to wife these women up and keep them at home? Because I would much rather go to a noontime Pilates class than have to go to work. Right? She doesn't want to give up a thing that she's gotten. And to be fair, the comments were dragging her for it, which is good to see. But these women they're not aware of that they don't care that the comments are dragging them. So neo-feminism is this idea that women are starting to adopt a new strategy of saying, oh, well, I want all these trad things. I want to be a stay-at-home wife / mom. I want to have I want to cook and they say cook. Remember, cooking is something you can turn into a TikTok video for attention on the internet. Cleaning, not so much.
Yeah, I've yet seen any cleaning videos.
Well, that's why I had you do that video of you cleaning. Just it to kind of prove that, hey, wait, you never see this. You don't see women taking videos and cleaning their house, right?
Well, you might see some, like they will put some slinky dress where you can see all of their body curves. The emphasis, of course, will be on their chesticles and on their butts. And then it will be very sophisticated cleaning, like she's loading the dishwasher, and then the framing will be that like the entire emphasis is her, of course, because she's the star of her own movie. And then I haven't seen how they are brushing the toilets, like something that's kind of disgusting, I haven't seen those videos.
Well, do you think she wants to do those things, actually does those things?
Of course not.
So neo-feminism is basically this idea that women are going to be willing to give up some of the more egregious aspects of feminism, the more visible aspects of feminism, and they're going to go to guys and they're going to say, hey, look, I will trade you being I will trade with you. I'll be a trad wife as defined by TikTok, right? So wearing the flower print dress, doing performative, making performative videos of her, doing occasional cleaning, mostly doing cooking, because cooking videos always do very well, right? But she doesn't give you anything else. So you get a little bit more than you might have gotten with the purple hair man eater. Okay. But you don't get more than, but you don't actually get what we would call a traditional wife.
Well, and she would say that she would give him appreciation, all of those things that men say they want. Respect, what else I've heard from them? Emotional maturity, how they can regulate their own feelings. And we've talked about it, we've debunked it so many times. Women are not self-regulated creatures. They promise all of these things that they cannot be the source of. Like, she cannot respect him by herself, because if he's a doormat or if he's a simp, then no, she can't respect him. But she will promise that she will love bomb him. I've seen a lot of the love bombing, over the top, cartoonish videos where they say, "Oh, your baby girl," and she gives him a heart, like over the top.
Well, I mean, performatism is the heart of everything that the modern woman does. That by itself is unsurprising, and they do it because they can get attention for it. If they won't do it, like, okay, if a woman is not going to make a video out of something, do you think she'll get dressed up and put makeup on to do it? No, she's going to be in sweats and a baggy t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My point is not to say that the woman has to get dressed up and bop around the home. As men, we don't actually care what you wear when you're cleaning the house. Like it's not a problem. Okay. The fact that you are is the more interesting part. Neo-feminism is really a more of a way to say, hey, look, these women are not they're giving you some superficial stuff that they were probably going to do anyway for video purposes, but they're not giving you anything that you care about. They're not giving you custody over your children. They are still keeping the option to divorce grape you, right? They're still keeping all of the core privileges of feminism. So nothing about their feminism has changed. They just realized that they needed to chameleon a little better than the other women. Neo-feminism is what the high IQ women are doing to get men right now. There you go.
There's another aspect of this. Okay, she dresses up attractively.
I can't hear you well. Still.
Okay, she dresses up attractively. I mean, she's attractive. She shows off her body shape. Okay, that's pleasant for a man to look at. She's doing things. Okay, oh, she's cooking. Yeah, I want a woman that cooks. Oh, yeah, I want a beautiful woman. Oh, yeah, I like the shape of her. So she is selling her image to the man in order to gain resources and finances. And what do we call women who sell their sexuality for money?
Horse.
Oh, horse, yeah.
The official term is, of course, prostitute, but these women would say that they don't sell themselves regularly, although I would argue they do. That's
well, okay. I'm not trashing on them. I'm just saying women use their beauty to obtain financial resources and provision. It's always been this way. It's that way. Okay, whether you're going down to the street corner and see someone selling her wares, or even in the trad circle, women kind of do the same behavior. Psychologically, they're doing the kind of the same thing. Now, I'm not arguing. I'm not making a moral judgment on a trad wife being attractive, doing these things for her husband. I'm not saying there's anything
well if she's
wrong
doing all of those things, see, the problem I have with them, if you're doing all of these things for your husband, keep it to your husband. Why the rest of the world has to see it?
There's an answer to that no one's going to like, but the red pillars will go, well, yeah. And the answer to that is what Rollo would term genuine burning desire. Now let me back up a bit. These women, when they do this, they need to get something else out of the relationship. They need to get something out of it. And they're not actually that interested in the guy beyond his resource provision. It's one of the 3 P's of
dual mating strategy. Modern women's dual mating strategy. Even though it's always there, it's just worse today.
Right. Exactly. So they need to get something out of it because of what they're not getting out of it. Okay. They're not getting genuine burning desire, and they don't even really want to. And Rollo will talk your ears off about that. Right. So instead they have the attention of the man that they don't really want attention from, but he's useful to her. Right. Because he does the provision thing. Right. And he's got resources. So he's useful to her.
What's really bad is when she realizes that she doesn't have to stay married to him to extract the same resources.
Right. Typically, she needs to have a couple kids before she gets there, but that's
this is kind of like plan B. Okay,
Yeah.
she got plan A. She's also got hypergamy instincts. Okay, well, yeah, that's been thrown around, but it is a thing. She wants the best possible man. And just in case her current situation doesn't work out, plan B means like a monkey branching option. And how can you have an option unless you're actually cultivating that option? No, she's not going to act on it, but she's going to be seen and know that if she gets attention from other men, oh, okay, now she has options. Just in case she might need those in the future. Not now, of course. Oh no, she's not trolling for a different man, but she wants to know if she's still attractive to other men.
Oh, this is why she posts these videos and pictures of herself on social media.
Of course. How else can you know? Because the thing that men aren't realizing here is she's still exercising all of the options that feminism gave her for the express purpose of continuing to look for a better option. And what she's really saying is, I think I can do better than the one I have now, but you, Sir Simps-a-Lot, you're good enough to you provide enough to make it worth my while to stick around.
Wow.
Okay.
Women are so mercenary. I mean,
yes.
Like, okay.
This is not a she is not consciously.
Yeah, I understand, but still.
She's not aware of this. It's just part of her nature to do this. And yeah, as Plutarch said, yes, it kind of means she does not have genuine burning desire for her husband.
So, well, Steve, I mean, there you go. When you see these women on the internet prancing around, I just now assume he's advertising.
She is advertising, yeah.
What she has today, she doesn't think is good enough. He thinks she can do better, and she has to advertise. And so, neo-feminism is the idea is just really they are still feminists who recognized that they could do better by claiming they're not feminist. Okay, they still believe in all the fundamental tenets of feminism. That you have the right to destroy your man in court, that you have the right to vote and the right to take on debt, and all of those other things that feminism got them, the things that really actually matter to life and your ability to live it. Oh, sure, they put on brightly colored lipsticks and lots of mascara, and they doll themselves up, and they wear the print dresses, and they'll do videos of homemaking instead of the screaming at they are probably more pleasant to be around than a traditional feminist. There are changes. Okay. It's just they haven't actually given up anything that matters.
Yeah.
They haven't actually submitted to their man.
That's true.
I'm going to ask Plutarch another question because he can explain this very well. Okay, to the traditionalist, feminism is the opposition.
Okay.
We're at different ends of the spectrum. Are neo-feminists controlled opposition?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Steve.
And so explain to us what the term controlled opposition means and whether there's parallels in the political sphere.
Okay, I'm gonna answer with a yes because I need to answer with the yes before I explain controlled opposition. So, controlled opposition is when a group of people is allowed to speak things that may not be otherwise acceptable. But they're allowed to say them because by them saying them, normal people who are not willing to get on the internet and say these things because of the risks feel a vicarious cathartic. Anyway, their catharticism. It's a bleh. Anyway, they get a feeling of, oh, I am seen, I am heard, I don't need to worry about this. These people have it under control. In the meantime,
I think of it differently. They infiltrate a group. They come into the group and they pretend to have the same values, but they really don't. And they're just kind of biding their time. They're actually in opposition and they're trying to craft their message or lay in waiting to distill it down to subtly shift things. So they're pretending to be your friend, your ally, but they really have a different motive. That's how I do.
Is it like threat cons in a way?
No, okay.
No?
Steve, most controlled opposition doesn't work like that.
Oh, okay. What's the term for what I'm describing?
That's called active measures. If you want to use the
okay,
the Bezmenov
Yeah.
because these women are not doing neo-feminism consciously. This is women who have a higher than average IQ. It's a group of women who have a higher than average IQ, and they just recognized that they could do better by simply not behaving like a screeching purple hair man-eater. Okay? It's not really conscious in that regard. It's just these women look and they go, hey, all I have to do is not be a flaming bitch, and I will do better. And they will. And so it works. Do they have to give up a little more? Yeah. Will they have to endure some slings and arrows from their side? No, not really. And so controlled opposition is what the other side of a debate puts up. Like there's a reason why the feminists don't attack the neo-feminists. They're on the same team and they never left. It's not an infiltration campaign. It's not active measures. It's just, well, she's just living her life. If she wants to make videos prancing around while she cleans, well, she's just living her best life.
Oh, but they will. You know what I noticed? They will exacerbate whether it's fake or not, the attack that you're talking about. Because I honestly haven't noticed, but they would tell you otherwise, that they would constantly debate the rigid feminists, the blue-haired crazy chicks.
Oh, right.
And then it's like it feels like they are being attacked, by the feminists. But in reality,
this is actually a key component of controlled opposition. The feminists don't attack them, but they have to attack the feminists to say, see, we're different. Okay?
Well, there is a mild attack.
There is something there,
on them. What do they call these trad wife type?
Oh, the pick-me thing?
Pick-me, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, Steve. Okay. There's a mistake, and this is why this works. There's a mistake that we make. We think that when we see something on the internet, we think it's real. Okay? It's not. Yeah, they're calling them pick-me's. Why? Because if you're going to create a controlled opposition, there has to be something there that they have to create the illusion that these two sides actually are different. Okay? Controlled opposition, emphasis on the control, not the opposition. So these women have to be specifically defined as other. They are not feminists. That's why I use the term neo-feminist. They are not the same as the purple hair man-eater. And the purple hair man-eaters have to make sure that you know that. That's actually part of how a controlled opposition works. You have to know that the other side doesn't accept them. And
Yeah,
so,
and here's what's actually going on. The purple hair woman is really pissed off that this other woman looks better
mhm,
and is getting results and is out competing her.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just not fair. Okay, so I'm gonna call her a pick me. She's not genuine. It's my way of tearing her down so I look better. This is a feminist thing. The females actually often compete by tearing down the other person to make themselves look better. Rather than improving themselves,
Yeah.
it's easier to tear down another woman. Would you agree, Elena?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, she endures their slings and arrows all the time, but that's just normal course for her on the internet, and I think she enjoys it based on how much I have to listen to it at the lunch table.
Could be worse, darling. Could be worse.
So, but the point here is, so with a controlled opposition, note what they don't care about. Note what they don't attack these women on. They don't attack them on any of the feminist points. They don't go to these women and say, you're undermining our right to vote. They don't say that. They don't say you're undermining our right to get divorced and get, they don't say that. What do they say? Oh, you're a pick me. That's an intersexual competition thing. That's I'm just pissed that you got better results than I did. That's all it is. It's not about the feminism. It's about she got better results using her strategy, her feminist strategy.
Well, they will blame. I see a lot of them are blaming feminism for everything.
Well, that's okay. That's the kayfabe.
Can you explain that?
What kayfabe?
Yeah.
Oh, the term comes out of the wrestling community. It's in the pro wrestling community, everyone knows everyone and everyone's friends. But because of whatever storyline is going on at the time, certain people are not allowed to be ever publicly seen being friends with those people. So they have to act everywhere they go in public as if they hate each other for the storyline. Here's the thing. If you were to come and if you as a woman were to come and say, oh, I've Nick, you said something?
Oh, I had a thought. You can finish it and I'll say it. Sorry.
Okay. So these women will still be accepted back into the feminist fold should they ever exercise any of the feminist rights that the purple hair man eaters want. You want to divorce grape your hubby? They will. The purple hair feminist will show up and support you. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sisterhood still is uberalles.
It's a fake fight.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
So, I don't know if you guys ever watched South Park, but there's the emo kids and the goth kids, and the neo-feminists are just those conformist normie posers. And the real women find themselves with the purple hair club with all the nose rings and piercings.
Oh, so
they're the real authentic selves.
Yeah, the emo kids. Is that we
the goth or emo kids, whatever version.
Right. Well, and so all of the feminist, yeah, exactly. All of the feminist attacks are on the aesthetic.
Yeah.
They're on the trad wife aesthetic. Because they know that these women have not actually given up anything that the purple hair.
And see how I know it because I often get I wouldn't use attack, but there are some married women married women who have this egalitarian mindset, and then they don't like what I have to say. So they kind of agree with the idea of neo-feminists and the trad wife. And then when you start challenging them on family law, for example, or like why the father should have automatic custody 100% without negotiation, they're like, oh, but there are some exceptions. Oh, but I know this family, that family, they are such great people, and wives were just abused, you know. And yeah, they will try to they will not want to give up anything that actually matters.
Right.
Still, and they would attack you for proposing that, okay, women not allowed to vote, right? Repeal the 19th, and then give custody, automatic custody, to the father.
Right. So this concept, I started working on this neo-feminism concept precisely because I was watching this trend of trad wives, trads. I mean, people who have the entire aesthetic. They go to church. They have all the right pictures, you know, all the right Christmas pictures, all the right Easter pictures, right? They have all the correct pictures. These people are so hopelessly trad, so traditional, and yet they would come after Elena for saying actual anti-feminist things, like they were purple hair man eaters, because in their hearts they still are purple haired man eaters. Okay.
Well, I would expect being attacked more from the rigid feminists, and they don't actually go after me. So usually who is commenting and disagreeing with me, it's your trad wives, but then they don't have a big social media presence, because then I would call them out for their BS, obviously, right? But these are the married women typically who have the egalitarian mindset, who still want their husbands to be slaves for them. They just don't say it out loud, you know. They're smart enough not to put their hand into the meat grinder, you know.
It must get really tiresome for them to have to put on that act the whole time.
It is, Nick. Why do you think their husbands are suffering in asexual silence?
Exactly.
See, the reason that they attack people like Elena and Pearl and a few other women who actually truly speak out against their rights is because those few women are actually the ones giving away the game. The existence of those women. Okay, remember how those women got their advantage. They said, oh, I will put on the airs, which is an old word. I will put on the appearances of trad. I will put on the makeup and the flower print dress and do the baking and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When a woman comes out and says, so, you know, so you're divorced and you're a single mom now, or when a woman comes out and says, so are you willing to give up the right to vote? Or Elena's personal favorite, do you submit to your man? And these Christian trads all of a sudden turn into screeching purple hair man eaters.
Mm-hmm.
But at Elena, why?
Or it's like you say obey your husband, and they have like the 5, and they have to give you like the 5 exceptions, and like trying to tell you
it's always exceptions. Always to justify. It's interesting how Nick seems to attract these chicks, or like he comments on their stuff, and then I come in and say, submit to your husband. It's like, I don't care. And then they go like, yeah.
Because Elena is attacking their benefits.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
The benefits shall not be attacked. So the most traditional woman, when you start saying, well, women should lose this, be held to this account, blah, 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 whatever, should obey their husbands, God forbid. These women are just now reacting. You're taking away my benefit. hey, I got a good thing going on. I got this mask, this neo-feminism. I get to play the trad, and I get to keep all the benefits. Who are you to
And I
try
have
to
this.
educate these men to say they should
I
take away my
literally
benefits?
got that comment a while ago, guys. It's on my Twitter. If you scroll down, there is a lot to go through there. But there was one lady, she literally commented saying that, well, I'm a married woman, and here you are giving advice to men how men should treat their wives. This is a horrible advice, something like that. But see, in her mind, she got the perfect slave who serves her unconditionally, right? And like, in addition to all of the benefits that she gets and she doesn't want to give up, she also got the perfect man in her mind who complies with her. Yeah,
Right.
they don't want to give up that either.
No, oh, okay, but here's the thing. Part of the pick me anger is over the fact that these women got to keep all of the benefits of feminism in exchange for a better outcome than the purple hair man-eater. Okay? The purple hair man-eater doesn't get a guy to take care of her, right? The trad neo-feminist does. She doesn't have the trad neo-fem gets the noontime Pilates session with the hot instructor guy.
Mhm.
Okay. She gets that. The purple hair man-eater, she's at work. She doesn't get that. She has to go to the Pilates session after work with all the other purple hair feminists.
Harpies.
Okay, yeah, harpies. Yeah. So she has to suffer all the other bitter women. This
Yeah.
trad femme, she doesn't have to. And so it's what you're seeing when a feminist attacks a neo-feminist, they are not attacking feminism. It's just bog standard female jealousy of other females. That's it. Those are the attacks that are allowed to be launched at the neo-fems. Okay? And that's how you know that it's still feminism. It's just feminism with a new coat of paint that happens that men haven't really keyed into yet as, oh, you're still one of those.
Well, yeah, because what do they sell? And I did call femininity, modern femininity. We did a live stream a while ago where Pastor Barnes was reading what the Bible was saying, right? The definition of femininity, the biblical definition, and the whatever BS that the neo-feminists came up with, femininity, and they call it, they package it and they sell it to men, and then men visually see, and superficially it looks like those women are so much better than the rigid harpies, and men like, oh my gosh, she's feminine, she's taking care of her husband, and then they love bomb their husbands over the top, and yeah, all of this sounds really cool, and then men are really like supporting these women who are basically they just found a different strategy to get attention. And I won't be surprised, another thought I had while you were talking, I won't be surprised to see more feminists, more of these harpies transitioning and realizing and adopting this neo-feminist mask too in the future. Like we are
Yes.
already seeing how they clean up. I think it was
Yes.
George Bruno who shared a video where she was cutting off her purple hair or green hair, I don't remember, and then growing it, and
This
they are
is why
already doing it.
this is why I thought it was important to come up with a word to describe these women early on,
Mm-hmm.
so that we have a bucket to say, oh, you're still a feminist. You're just one of these. Neo in Greek translates to new. You're just a new feminist.
Yeah, new feminist.
And Elena is right. It absolutely will happen. Women will change to adopt this new neo-feminist mask. Why? Because, well, we were talking about it prior to the stream. we're actually probably in a recession right now. Yes, food prices are going to go up, fuel prices are going to go up, we're going to see shortages. Times will get tougher economically between now and the fall. And the more pressure, economic pressure, provision pressure there is on women, the more they're going to be incentivized to mitigate that by adopting a new mask.
Yeah. And if men don't see it for what it is, I mean, a lot of these women will be wiped up.
A lot of them will.
But
yeah.
But okay, again, this is not necessarily a bad thing. One of the things we've talked about many times, okay, and you can counter me.
No, it
women require
force. And it can be a bad thing.
Women require force to stay within the boundaries. So this is just economic, societal force that's going to come in to influence the behavior of women.
Okay, Nick was saying something.
That aspect is good.
I said it's not good if all these women get they get themselves wifed up, I guess you could say, marry a guy and they're desperate. That's not a good thing. This happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not to this extent. It happened in 2008. I'm sure Plutarch can tell you about that.
We actually did a show where we went over the data. In 2000, it didn't really. There's lags to the data, and the data is only on a per year basis. So there was a small uptick in marriages in 2008. The big upticks were 2009 and 10, and the 2009 particularly. Remember, it was actually 2009 that was the bottom of the crash. Okay, and that was also peak firing season. You know, that was where all the the most job losses occurred was in 2009. Mm-hmm. And so all these women were without jobs. Well, what do? They go get married.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look about 4 to 6 years later. So, 2014, 20 to 2016, you see a jump in divorces that is almost exactly the same magnitude as the jump in marriages was 4 to 6 years earlier. Okay.
You know what? I would say to Steve on his comment that he mentioned, it would be a good thing if they got married, but then the laws would have to change before that, so they couldn't divorce rape their husbands.
Okay.
Maybe because women need to be restrained. I don't care about their genuine burning desire. Is it good to have? Yes, but without duty, without her being forced to stay in that marriage, even if she doesn't have that genuine burning desire, because most men are not going to be your alpha men out there, and historically it wasn't possible either. But women need to be externally restrained. When that doesn't happen, it's just not going to last.
Okay, women are going to act according to their nature. 100%, well, virtually 100% of the time. It's in their nature when their external force is applied that they're going to change their behavior. Then if the external force is removed, the behavior again changes back to maybe what it was before. So what Elena is saying, the laws need to change. What she's saying, yes, external force is required and it needs to be maintained long-term, because if you remove the external force, you're back to where you started.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is what happened in 2008 and through 2016. The external force was removed and women reverted to their prior feral states.
Yeah, guys, looks like we have Donovan Sharpe here joining us. Yes, okay, let's see if it works today.
Hey!
Hi, Donovan, finally!
Jesus Christ, the last couple of times I came on here, I was like...
like a zombie.
I'm like, what the hell? It's good to be in here. I apologize that I'm a little bit late. I had a consultation that ran over. Holy moly, that guy is in a really bad situation. And he just needed a little extra time. So I figured.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. Yeah.
Donovan.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Donovan,
Dude,
take care of
myself
the
included.
take care of the men first.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We listen, Nick is right. We've all been there. I've been there. We've all been there. So it happens.
Yeah. We were just elaborating on this topic about neo-feminists. And
Okay.
Don, can you summarize for Donovan just briefly what we've talked about?
Yeah, we were actually wrapping it up.
Uh-huh.
Neo-feminism is neo translates as new. It's this new feminism where women are adopting all of the outward appearances of being trad, but still
Mhm.
retaining
Yep.
all the benefits of being feminist.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've said, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. Uh-huh.
Well, I've said for years, and I'm sure you guys have probably have heard myself and other people say it. There are a lot of women, and I remember as recently as maybe 2 or 3 years ago, women did not identify as feminists. It wasn't as chic and like it was like obviously feminism is everywhere, but normally when you ask the girl, even today, if you ask a girl if she's a feminist, she'll tell you no. But when you talk to her and sort of delve into her beliefs, she has a feminist belief system, right? So just because she doesn't say she's feminist, and this is what Plutarch was talking about, is women trying to put on this this outward appearance that they are traditional, but they really are feminists. Case in point, Elena, the girl that you've been going back and forth with, Gia McCool. Listen, shout out to her, and listen, man, she makes regular appearances with MLD, but I'm always very skeptical of women who show their bodies online, but then want to come over here and talk like they're red pilled and like they're traditional. If Gia McCool really were a traditional, a traditionally feminine woman who I assume is still married, whatever the case may be, then she would not be showing her body online. So to me, I think it's obvious. I think there are a lot of girls who outwardly want to be sort of trad cons or, traditional wives, but they really do have feminist beliefs. That's been going around for years.
Yeah, and I also noticed that a lot of these women, they sneak their way in somehow. I think they are just repeating the socially acceptable things against feminism. It's very trendy now to blame everything on feminism. Feminism is evil. Feminism lied to us. It misled us. A lot of men will say, "Well, yes, true. At least you're not blaming us, right?" Let's just blame
and the thing is. And because she's a little bit attractive and she pays a little bit of attention and pretends that she's on our side, men fly. Dude, I see Instagram videos all the time now of these women with these they've got these huge tits and blah 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 shaking all around. We can't continue to blame men. Feminism, feminism, blah blah blah. 7,000 fucking likes, and I'm like, bitch, I was saying that 5 years ago.
I know. Oh my god.
And blah blah blah. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, and then once they do that, hold on, Nick, hold that thought. Once they do that, they start telling men how to man up. This is another thing I noticed. With them. So I follow the progress, okay? And then first they start blaming feminism, shifting the blame. Also, it's a deflection strategy. I've made a few videos about it, why men shouldn't buy into this bullshit. But then they start telling men how to man up. Well, you're supposed to serve her, you are supposed to do this. If you are not attractive, if you are not doing all of those things, then a woman will not want you. And I'm like, so what are you really doing here? You are still in charge. The God's design and hierarchy are completely violated there. A woman is not supposed to give men advice.
Then they start policing our language, and then they accuse us of, well, you guys are in an echo chamber. This is not an echo chamber. This is a community, okay? Echo chamber is a shaming word. Echo chamber is shaming language for any opposition to be able to infiltrate. Well, we don't want to be an echo chamber, so we'll let opposing voices come in. No. Dude, fuck all that noise. I'm not letting any opposing voices come in. There are enough opposing voices out there. This is the only place where we can freely talk about relationships between men and women without the scourge of feminism, without having to sort of police our language. That's how they do it.
Exactly. Yeah, Nick,
Yes,
you were saying something.
My point is that actually the whole flaunting your body and immodesty has been linked to the waves of feminism. It is part of it. It's your body is power. Your sexuality is power. So you say, well, I'm a traditionalist, not a feminist. No, You're using your body for your power and you're flaunting it.
And also, they are using this femininity. Donovan, this is something I wanted to bring up to your attention to, but I'm sure you've noticed it too. Like femininity, feminine women. If you watch how they talk about it, it's all about power. It's all about ladies being feminine is not subservient. It's not. It's like it's interesting to see how they frame it, you know. And then they say it's your power. It's your. They may not use that same language, but the idea is that it's still fem power. It's still feminism.
Well, the thing
Hey,
is, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nick, was that woman in the bar last night? Was she a neo-feminist?
Oh
Tell
yeah.
the story.
Oh gosh. Well, there's some guy that was out with us. He's really into this girl. We're just out there drinking beer, playing darts. He leaves. She stays around. And she said, "What type of woman do you guys into? Are you a tits or ass guy?" And she's shoving her chest in front of our faces. And then my friend says, "Oh, I'm an ass guy." And I said, "Oh, I'm a face guy." Not one of us said boobs guy, even though she was shoving her jugs in everybody's face.
Yeah, of course.
And the friend, he's like, "Please, guys, I really like this woman," and blah blah blah. I'm like, and here she is trying to hook up with one of us, and none of us care. But yeah, she's using her body for power. So I mean, she's trying to hook us. Oh, I'm such a good, modest homebody. Blah blah blah. Stories all the time.
9 times out of 10, or better than 9 times out of 10, it's really all an act. Anytime, and I think a very good barometer of this is if you look at any female influencer who is quote unquote right-winged or traditional, you will notice that 80 to 90% of her following is men. That's not an accident. Okay, that is by design. She's not trying to reach out to women. See, they act like they're talking to women. Ladies, femininity is power, and blah, 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 blah. They don't care if women watch them. They care if men watch them, because men are the ones who are going to respond positively to that. So, and I don't have a problem with a woman using her feminine wiles to get what she wants and where she wants out of life. But by the same token, there is a right and a wrong way to do it. And what feminists often do is the only time they really exalt femininity is when there's something in it for them. Just like Elena said earlier, hey, use your femininity. Femininity is power. How about using your femininity because your man is displaying masculinity and he's earned that femininity? It has nothing to do with power. It has nothing to do with control, at least when it's used in the right way. But when women use their femininity to make money, get fans, et cetera, you can't cry and complain then when men objectify you. It doesn't go both ways.
Yeah, I was calling them out, and they really don't like it when you say that you are lacking accountability for your own actions and you did it to yourself. Yeah, they
absolutely
really hate me for it.
Especially Gia. And look, let's not get it twisted. Man. I know MLD. I've known MLD for years. I'm sure he probably likes Gia McCool on some level, but let's face it, she wouldn't be on a show if she weren't hot. Like, that's just all there is to it. Nobody pays attention to ugly. And the funny thing is that's the thing about conservative women. And this is whether it's an act or not. Conservative women tend to be far more attractive than super feminist liberal women. And I think the reason for that is because conservative women really do understand how powerful their femininity is, whereas feminists try to reject everything that's feminine. No wonder guys like to watch tradcon women, is because whether they're playing the role or not, they're more attractive as a whole than feminists.
True. Well, my only problem with the neo-feminists is that they still have the mindset of an attention-seeking public whore, right? And look, if you want to be a private whore for your husband, I'm all up for it.
Absolutely.
Go do it. This is what women are supposed to do, right? But when I see them prancing like public whores on social media, it's just not traditional behavior.
No, not at all. And I think somebody said, I actually saw a video clip that said, hey, Gia McCool's relationship, the red pill ended a relationship. I don't know if she's still married or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if she weren't.
Hey, just to be honest, it's most men's fantasy to have a very sexual woman. I I mean, a hot woman.
Sure.
Traditional, man, she's not flaunting it, but she's attractive. She's cooking. She's cleaning. She's paying lip service to supporting her man. Oh man, if I could only have such a wonderful woman like that. It's my fantasy. Therefore, why do these women have so many men following them? They're actually a fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Donovan.
exactly.
Donovan is showing
Absolutely.
David. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, hey, listen, there's my flex. Listen, truly feminine women, truly traditional women, you have no idea who they are. The reason why people know who my woman is because I talk about her. People say all the time, well, you just like to show off your wife. Well, yes, I do. She happens to be very attractive. But also, if I didn't show her, if nobody knew what they looked like, everybody would think I'm full of shit. So it's like, oh, Donovan talks all this shit about women and he's not it. Well, oh, Donovan shows his woman too much. You can never please these people. But that's the reason why I do it. Is to show people that, yes, you can have a feminine, attractive woman, but she doesn't have to be all over social media.
Yeah. Or restrained access to social media. And this is something that these thread wives don't want to give up either. They behave however they want to behave on social media. Nobody checks their DMs. I'm pretty sure their husbands don't have any access. Like in my case, my husband controls all of my social media and he writes the scripts for most of the videos that I put out there, So it's very kind of limited, in terms of, and I don't really want to, I know what social media is and how evil it is actually for women.
So right now I have her Instagram up on my screen here. Like, guys, if you send her a message, I'm reading it. But Donovan, you were talking earlier, and you were talking about how men want these women, okay?
Sure.
And the reason that we've been talking about this, and I think it would be interesting for the red pill to start talking about this more, is because women want, or because these women are more desired by red pill men, even. There's a much higher risk to these red pill men that they get taken to the cleaners because these women still haven't given up on the, well, as Steve was saying, the benefits of feminism. They can still take you to court. They can still take your children, your resources, everything. And so, like, men, I get it. Well, obviously, I love feminine women too. See the one on the screen, right? But you guys, you have to be more careful with these women because they're better at hiding it than the purple hair man eater.
That's right. That's exactly right. And it's interesting. Those traditionally feminine tradcon wives, it's almost like church girls. Church girls are bigger hoes. They're bigger hoes than, I guess secular or heathen girls, because at least with 304s, you can see them coming. Church hoes, you don't see them coming because of the glory of God. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in this regard. It's like guys get fooled by these women who put on this, traditionally feminine tradcon act. They wrote these guys in. All of a sudden, that goes out the window. She only maintains a public appearance. Next thing you know, she's filing for divorce and getting half of his stuff. This is how it works.
Yeah, well, because the laws are the same for everyone, regardless of the mask that they are wearing. She could be a LARPing, virtue signaling, neo-feminist thread wife there, and then she could be a church whore, how we call them, right? Or she could be an OnlyFans girl. The divorce rates don't change. I think it was Richard Cooper who actually shared a video with a divorce lawyer, and she was talking about how nasty, in her experience, out of all of the cases that she worked with, she didn't expect that. But the nastiest divorces are happening with the stay-at-home moms.
Well,
And
the reason for that is because these stay-at-home moms, they use the excuse, well, I've been a stay-at-home mom, and so I don't have any skills to go out into the real world. How am I supposed to make money? Sweetie, you go out and get a job like a man does. That's how that works. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that, though.
Well, hey, they just spent all those years getting all the benefits of being a stay-at-home mom. It's a lot of work working out here. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Well, it's
I'd much
easier
rather
to
keep
milk.
the man paying for me.
Yeah, it's easier to milk your ex-husband through alimony and through child support when the legal system is on your side too. So
that's very
of course
true.
they're going to LARP. Of course they're going to virtue signal because they already know what's coming for them, and they will even settle for a beta man who will provide for them as long as they get their cash and prizes. And then when they are done with this guy, they're like, okay, and he's still on the hook for alimony and child support.
Yep, absolutely.
And she
And
doesn't
they don't
even have
realize
to
until it's too
remarry,
late.
Donovan. She doesn't have to remarry. She can just live off his provision and then fuck around and
Yep.
enjoy herself.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
We have Donovan here, so I'm going to take this. It's related, but we have his opinion here, and I want to pick his brain or see what he says about something we've talked about. Okay, the manosphere red pill pushes money, muscles, and game in order for a man to improve himself, and well, with the goal of getting a woman.
Right.
And okay, the religious community will add Christianity, religious beliefs in there to show that he's a good man.
Right.
But this is all in service of finding the woman. Compare this money, muscles, and game to a man that has frame.
Yeah, money, muscles, and game. Like, and we talk about this a lot. Yes, looks, money, height, status, etc. That will definitely get you many more opportunities with women than if you didn't have those things. But if you don't have game and or frame, none of that matters. It makes you a high value mark, and we see it in public all the time. Captain America, Tom Brady himself, 7-time Super Bowl champion, richer than God, movie star looks. His wife cheated on him with her Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor, right? Will Smith, we all know the Will Smith situation. Will Smith, global superstar worth over $400 million. Women want him, blah, 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 blah. Yet his wife, Jada Pinkett, continues to disrespect him. Why? Because Will does not have game. Even recently, with Akash Singh, he didn't really have the looks, but he had the status. He had the comedy career. What's the thing that's ended his career on and offline? It has been his woman. And so, yes, we tell you guys, make money, make muscles, but the most important too is learn game and hold frame. Money and muscles is great, but without game and frame, it doesn't make you a high value man. That makes you a high value mark. And women identify these men very, very quickly.
See, I like that because what I do with Elena is pretty much exactly that. We
right.
And Donovan, we've talked about game before.
We have.
Game when you're married changes, and the red pill used to talk about this, and it used to instruct men. We don't anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yep.
I
agree.
And one of the things we've been wondering is, have we kind of used money and muscles as a cheap replacement because it's easy to teach? Okay, guys, do these 5 things, go out in the gym, you'll get shredded and you'll get girls, right? It's cheap and easy. Whereas teaching game requires, because different game works for different guys, right?
Was broken up. I couldn't. Oh, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Did he freeze again?
Yeah, he froze again.
Well, frame is core competence. It's just a man who knows that he can handle anything. He's in charge. And he's not going to be swayed by external factors. Well, we're all swayed a little bit, but we recover. And we're not going to let someone else define the playing field. You let them do whatever they want. But no, I'm not moving off of my opinion. No, this is the way it is. Your antics are not changing my reality. Okay, woman, you're in here crying and showing all your emotionality and wanting something from me.
Sorry about that.
You know what? That's not changing my opinion. Oops. Too many people
Oh, yeah,
moving
I'll
things
back
at once.
Yeah.
So funny.
Plutarch, if you would, Plutarch, you had a pretty good, you actually had a pretty good monologue there, and it was breaking up for me. I guess it was on my side of the internet. Was there a question in there, or did you just want to make a statement? Because I was keying in on what you were saying.
No, there was no question there. I was just saying that Elena, I practice game very differently when I'm married than when I do when I'm single. Okay.
Right.
And
Okay.
and I've done things to Elena, and I know I'm doing them. She loves telling the story about me flirting with a waitress at a restaurant, and she's never going to forget that. Like, I still hear about that today, but I do it. Why? Because they need that. That's for them, but different game works for different men.
Yep.
And so when we are teaching game, you have to teach a lot of different things to men. It's a lot of work. Oh, well, try this, try that. And then men will start to figure out what works for them. Whereas with money and muscles, it's just go to the gym and get ripped and just, up. It's very easy to teach. And so I think that we've kind of used that as a crutch to not have to teach the hard parts of game and frame.
Right.
Yeah, and this is something that women cannot advise men on. They just can't. By our nature, ladies, I keep telling it to you. Know your place. It's not your place to tell men how to be masculine men.
Yeah.
The only okay, maybe they have
I
their
totally
own
agree,
definition.
and that's the thing. It's like as far as standards are. Oh, sorry.
Donovan has a little bit of a lag, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, a lot of time, and this actually goes back to what we were talking about in terms of women, infiltrating these male spaces. Is they infiltrate it to sort of try to change the narrative. They want the thing without the cost. They want the hot body without living in the gym. They want the high value man without being a high value woman themselves. It's almost like, and that's another sort of malady that today's modern women have, is they want all the benefits without any of the costs. And the late great Kevin Samuels he actually exposed this one time. Today's women don't want equal opportunities. What they're looking for are equal outcomes, because when they get equal opportunities, they are clearly failing. And when they fail, they blame it on the red pill, the manosphere, the patriarchy, blah 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 blah. But when they get equal outcomes, that's when they call it equality. No, they don't want equal opportunities. They want equal outcomes. They want the masculine rewards without having to have the masculine qualities.
That's right. There's a reason why feminism and communism go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. They both want the same thing at the end of the day.
Right. That's right. Yeah, for sure.
Well, Donovan, you
actually probably throw socialism in there too, right? Communism and socialism, or
they're kissing cousins. And Donovan, we've been talking a lot about feminism here.
This is a funny comment by Tacticus. Hi, Tacticus, good to see you.
It says, Donovan, you're saying females want high value males on sale. So, one of the other things we've been talking about.
Much. Yeah. Yep. And the reason why they want high value men on sale is because high value men, they get women on sale. That's why. Well, we want high value men on sale. No, sweetie. You can't have you're not going to find a high value male at the thrift store. You will, however, find plenty of 304s at the thrift store for sure.
Shopping for high value men.
Oh yeah. It's a thing.
I've actually got a skit called The Wife.
Uh-oh.
Okay, something is going on with the internet.
He's been lagging a bit. We'll just deal with it. He can come back.
Yeah, he can come back. Yeah.
I was just going to say, it makes sense. Women are any rational actor in in the world is going to be trying to get the best deal they can get for the least cost they can get. That's not inherently evil of them. Men do it too all the time, right? It's just you guys have to be aware of
bargain
it.
hunting, striking a good deal. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go look for 2 cars. I'm going to compare them. Which one has more value? Which one's lower price with the same performance? Damn, I think I'm going to buy that one because I like the styling. Or maybe I like the styling a little bit less, but it's so much more affordable. It's a rational choice.
Isn't it like the dating store? Wasn't there a skit that Donovan did or something?
Yep.
You go up the floors and
Oh, the
you
husband
can't go
shop.
back. The
Yeah,
husband store or something.
husband store. Yeah. I think he had a video on his YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Yeah,
He
it was
did.
an old
He did.
video that he did. Yeah, with Devon.
And you can't go. And they get better the higher floors you go up, but you can't go back down a floor, right? And
Right.
so
Yeah.
she wants to.
Elena and I
Oh,
did a stream on that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And this is what the women don't realize. The unrestrained, they don't want to be restrained, but that restraint is actually serving to their benefit because they constantly want more. And this unrestrained hypogamous nature, it leaves them without a husband eventually.
Well, that's why we say they can't go back down. Because
Mhm.
once a woman has gotten with a guy, you know, she's been his, I don't know, she would say boyfriend, he would say one night stand, right?
Mhm.
But once she thinks she's got a guy on the hook that's better than the last guy, she won't let herself go back because to a woman's mind, the moment you get something better, you deserve that thing now. See, I got this, so I deserve this now. Oh, I got a little bit better. I deserve that now. The reason that the skit is set up the way they is because that's how women behave themselves.
Yeah, how they think. Yeah, exactly.
The skit doesn't say this, but there always is a button to go back down to a lower level. The women just won't push it.
Oh, well, and this actually explains
it
why.
is until they get to the top level where there are no men. Then at that point, you can't go back down.
Right. Well,
maybe,
because
I don't know, maybe you can.
Well, it
they're still
depends on,
not going to.
Yeah, well, she's still not going to. Right. But it's like it depends on how old she is. Because so women spend their entire young lives trying to ratchet themselves up to the best guy they can get. And then by the time they have ratcheted themselves up to as high as they can go, they're too old. And so there is no way back down because that the guy is it's this, you know, if you were to draw a graph, there'd be an intersection of the graph. And then because now the guys that she wants want younger women and can get them. And that's why you see all these older women out there going, how dare he date somebody younger than me? They don't say it younger than me. They say it, how dare they date somebody so young? But it's younger than me is what they mean.
Yeah, true.
Hey, Plutarch, I do this all the time. Oh, I got an investment idea. I'm going to buy that stock. Look at the price. Oh, gee. Stock is $10. A month ago, it was $8. Damn, you know what? I want it. But, and it's it's going to go up. But you know what? I want it at $8. So I think I'm just going to hold off a bit. Hold off, goes to 11, 12. Then it jumps to 15, 18. You're thinking, fuck, I was right. It was a good deal.
Uh-huh.
Shit. I wish I would have bought it at 10, but I can't buy it at 10 now. And so I'm sitting on my hands wishing I owned it, but I missed the boat.
Yeah.
We talk about this in trading all the time. FOMO is the term. You guys have heard it before, I'm sure. Okay. So you have two choices. You can buy it at 15 and watch it go back down to 8, which is what happens to most people. Or, and that's what happens to women. Or the smart thing to do is to go, you know what? I missed it. On to the next one. And you have to do that immediately. Just, oh, I missed it.
Well, and this is what I think they are trying to do. And part of the delusion is
no, they're not.
No, they are not. But like, okay, the high value man, okay, she encounters and she wants another high value man to replace that other one. This is what Tacticus said, because once she goes up with your ascribed delusional self-worth, she can't downgrade.
No. Let me explain what they're actually doing. What they're actually saying is that all stocks should now be valued at $15. So they're trying to say that all men should now meet her standards.
Oh,
well, and be affordable for her.
Correct.
True. Okay, but I mean, like, they would when they can't find anybody for that price, then they would settle for
that's why they come out and say all men should be $15 instead of $8.
Well, but then they would find a guy who is the beta box, who will provide for them, but without that burning desire for him. She would settle for a man that doesn't quite meet your maybe sexual.
Will she?
That's
but like temporarily, she will marry him. Okay.
She might, but
maybe
you are talking about what women rationally should do, but women rarely make good decisions.
Well, if they are getting old, facing the wall, they are running out of time.
No,
they're still not going to make a good decision. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, even settling for a beta provider with the current laws where she can divorce grape him a few years later, I don't think it's a good idea either. But it doesn't stop women. It doesn't stop women from doing it. This is why I'm saying that she will, once she runs out of all of the alphas, all of these chats don't want her, she will settle for a beta.
Steve, I need an overlay for the screen when Elena gets going like this, and it needs to be a hamster running in a hamster wheel, because you guys, you just heard the rationalization hamster that we talk about.
Right. And so, okay, let's go back to Nick's story at the bar last night. The woman comes up. She's pretending to be traditional, flaunting her assets to Nick, basically saying, buy me. Look what I'm selling. And Nick, okay, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he might have, okay, we'll give this a shot. She might have had a shot at getting Nick. Now Nick says, yeah, not doing it. She missed the opportunity to get that man that she wants, and now she's trying to go back and attract that man that she probably didn't attract 10 years ago. She's lowering her standards, but she never lowers her standards or her behavior far enough to actually get the man who will buy her goods.
Well, some simps will.
Some simps will, but she doesn't pick those. God, I don't want that simp.
But she will.
Could get it. She won't until she's desperate.
She's desperate. Okay.
No, the reason that the marriage rate is low and falling is because fewer and fewer women will do what you're saying they should do. See, you're trying to say, but they should at least try to find some sort of.
They're not rational.
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking rational. Look, yes, if they were rational, they should be trying to find, we have an expression, any port in a storm, right? Okay, things are getting bad. You try to find any port in the storm. But they're not rational, okay? They're not thinking like, no.
I don't even want them to find that port. Because then it's the man's lives that will get destroyed.
We know. But our point is, they don't. The majority of them do not do the rational thing. Will some of them? Yes.
Or the highly intellectual one, they will convert into neo-feminism.
Right.
Well, it's like being on a ship. Okay, I'm out in the ocean. Yeah, that wind is getting a little bit stronger. And I'm looking at the horizon. Oh hell, there's a storm coming. Yes, I need to find a port.
Mhm.
This closest one, damn, they got bad food. I'm not gonna go there. I can make it a little bit further. Okay, now the wind doubles. Now it's just getting nasty out here. Oh, damn, I'm still not where I want to go. These are not attractive. I think I can hold out. So you don't go into the port. Now the hurricane hits. And you're going, damn, I should have taken that first port. Tough. You can't get there now. And the hurricane comes, blows your ship over, it capsizes, and you die. That's women looking for a husband.
Right. Again, you're saying, okay, go back to the husband store. You're saying, but women should push the button to go back down. Yeah, but they won't. Should they? In a perfectly rational world? Yes, but they won't. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. So don't,
No,
it's not
without
gonna
the
happen.
laws, without changing of the laws, I don't even think that they should go
Well,
and settle down for a simp,
Should-
because it's
You
just
can
like
should the world as much as you want. That isn't how it
Yeah.
works.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Right.
Again, rationally, yes, the laws should contain female nature, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. So
So
Yeah,
if
just-
you are a simp, you are screwed.
if you're a simp, you're going to get screwed,
Yeah.
and not in the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, that's look. We're not going to fix simps,
Yeah, true.
and Donovan's having internet issues, but if he were here, he'd just be going, "Yep," because you can't fix a simp.
Mm-hmm.
There are some men who will drag themselves out of simpage through their own grit, determination, and horror stories. But for every one of those, 5 of them will double
Yeah.
down on simpage.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, so again, you're expecting rationality where we've done shows on IQ before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rationality is not. It is not something that most humans are capable of achieving.
Mm-hmm.
Your content creators in the red pill, they've all achieved it. But you're kind of saying something about who they are. They're not normal.
Yeah. Well, I was
They're
just
not
thinking
average.
how. Oh, I was
They might
thinking.
be. They might
They
be
might be normal
actually
people.
somewhat normal, but they're not average.
Right. Yes, they are above average.
I was thinking, what if women started trashing Sims? Would it help?
No, women already trash simps. It doesn't work at all.
No, I mean, like, they don't mind. They don't say how disgusted they are by Sims publicly,
yes, they do.
because
Yes,
the
they do.
the Sims are the ones who are giving them all the attention that they want.
No, okay. The women will happily trash the simps. They just don't do it on the channels. You just don't say it to the simp's face. You say it somewhere else. Watched a video of some OF chick meeting one of her top fan, and she shook his hand and immediately wiped her hand off on her like you're wiping
Yeah.
okay, that, like, they don't, and they don't like him. And and outside of that one channel where the simps line up, they will. I was watching another one, and she was it was the Holly Madison interview. She hates the simps, and she's doing a long form podcast talking about how much she hates the simps.
Here's how it happens.
But the interesting thing is, like, they don't do
hold
it.
on, Elena.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what women do, and they will always do this. The simps are, I don't know, the bottom 80%, maybe the bottom 50%. Women will might understand that they exist, but they put them in the category of not a man.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have to interact with them, it's ick. You get the ick.
Yeah, but they
Now,
still
why
take.
these men, these low simp
Elena,
men,
stop fighting.
are not human. They're not worth my time. They just give me the ick. I don't want to think about them. I just want a real man, which used to be the
Well-
top 20%. Now it's the top 10%, maybe the
It's-
top 5%.
Yeah.
And so
It would.
no one else is even worth talking about, considering. You just discard them. Don't even recognize they exist.
Yeah, but they still take their resources.
Ah,
And this
yeah,
is where
sure.
they,
Yeah. No. Stop. Yes, everyone will always take someone's resources when offered. This does not mean that they care about them, that they like them, that they want to talk to them, that they want anything to do with
well,
them.
they pretend like on the main platform where they
Sure,
are craving
fine.
the attention, they will
So
not
what?
say anything against things
You
because
know how
these
many,
are
how
the
many
ones who are
bartenders and
uploading.
waitresses pretend to like their customers?
All of them.
That's bullshit.
Right.
I bet you they hate half of them, not more.
Your food gets spit in. Like you are making a classic female mistake here. And Steve's laughing because he already knows which mistake you're making.
What is it?
I'm laughing because it's like throwing a banana in a room full of monkeys.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve is
so
entertained.
the mistake is, and Leda, you're given to this one, assuming that what you see is reality. Okay, these women are actors. They are, to use another term, they're mattress actresses. Okay,
I know that. I'm saying that it speaks to
whatever-
their character. If they hate somebody, just say it to their
No,
face, you
no,
know? Oh,
no,
but then
no.
my money, I'm making money on
Yeah,
social
right.
media, right?
Again, you're assuming that these people have a moral fiber in their body. They don't. And why would you assume that?
Disgusting.
No, but why would you assume that?
This is nasty. This is nasty. This is why. And then they're like, well, we hate Sims, but like we won't say to their face because they are
Of
the
course.
ones
Because
who
they
give
want
us the
money.
resources.
That's why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly. Okay, here's how it works. Okay, we hate them. They give us money. We're going to be nice enough, as long as I don't have to touch him. And then the thought of getting naked with that guy. And doing it, oh yeah, not going there. I'm staying as far away as possible while pretending to be close enough to get their resources. And if I get too close, then the resources are not worth the extreme ick factor. So there's different women will choose where this line is. How close can they tolerate being with a simp? But it is so repulsive that women will not get married to a simp unless the situation is so dire that she is on the verge of starvation and homelessness.
And it has to stay that way, and the laws have to change so that she can't leave that simp.
Oh, you want things to get that miserable, and
they
then
are going to
and
get
then
that
make
miserable.
it permanently that miserable, so the women will stay with those men.
Yes.
No, she thinks, guys, she thinks she wants things to get that miserable. If things actually did, oh my God, she would be on here if we still had internet. And I mean, if she would be on here railing every day about how the men should get together and make things not this miserable, because that kind of miserable will materially impact her life too in ways she doesn't like. She hasn't thought about any of this because I've done a good job shielding her from the real world, but she has no idea how miserable she's asking for.
Life can get real bad real quick.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can actually see her thinking right now.
I just want the laws to change so that the women can't divorce rape their husbands.
Well,
And I don't care who their husbands are. They could be simps. They could be, whatever she settled down for because she had to survive. There is nothing wrong with that, but she has to stay with that man. That's it.
Okay, yeah, okay, great.
But she will only
I
stay
did-
with him if
Okay,
she
can I-
needs him. If she needs him materially and if she can't divorce grape him legally. She has to be externally restrained.
Yes, I just want things to be better and
Later.
without all the negative consequences. Can't we just have our cake and eat it too?
Oh, this is
Eat
what
our cake and
this is
have
what
it
I'm
too?
saying.
So guys, if the some nefarious actor cuts all the internet cables, under the sea, in the sea, or however they are on the seabed, whatever, and effectively shuts off the internet, how bad will things get for women?
Oh, very
How
bad.
fast?
Very bad, very fast. Imagine all of this. Even the thread wives, like, what will they do? They will be stuck
It'll
with
get
their.
bad for everybody, but
No,
it'll get.
no, I don't think
especially
you
bad
understand
for
how
women.
bad it would be for men.
Yeah, it'd be very bad for men too.
Yeah, it sounds good when you talk about, oh yeah, we're going to cut off the OF girls from their primary pay pigs, who are mostly overseas. Okay, that would be a good thing. Okay, here's what actually happens.
Here we go.
You can no longer trade oil, so you can't get oil. You can no longer. Here's a fun one. You can no longer the aviation system completely goes away. So now you have to travel by train or car. H-1B pay. Yeah, your incomes are going to crash. Let's see what else.
Gone.
But it gets better. Oh, I'm not done yet. If the internet crashes like this, the telephone system stops working.
Wow.
So when you have an accident, you can't just call 911, or if you get, or if you need a police, you can't just call it because the phone system is gone. That's the kind of
Hey,
stuff that you're talking about.
Plutarch, you don't even have to worry about any of that stuff. Because, first thing, all the local grocery stores order their groceries from the warehouse using the internet.
Yeah.
All the picking in the warehouse that goes on the truck to go to the store is done from inventory on there and uses computer systems. All the replenishment of the stocks, once it gets down to a certain point, is computerized, and then you send an internet order in to some supplier producer, and then the trucking is handled to get it to the warehouse. Before any of all that stuff you mentioned, airplanes stop flying. Who the fuck cares? I'm going to be out of food in 3 days.
3 days in cities. Right. You don't want this. Okay. You don't have food.
Yeah.
Okay. You think you want this. Well, yeah, Tacticus. Yeah. When DoorDash fails. Well, Tacticus, think about it this way. Your local grocery store is DoorDashing their food to the store. They just have a bigger truck. It's the same thing. Okay. The internet goes away. Some of them will pick up phones and start doing paper orders. Okay. I'm sure that eventually, in Steve's scenario, the warehouse would figure something out, but it will be.
Hey, we just went through that. We had the company I work for had internet attack. They shut down everything. Boom. It's all down. They brought up subsystems one at a time, different warehouses, whatnot. It was 2 weeks. Okay, they caught it in time. They did the right thing. In the meantime, what was happening was orders were faxed in, we handpicked, we got it out. There was a week delay in getting it out there. Then you couldn't get everything you wanted. We kept the system running at a very basic level, but it took way more time. Try selecting all the stuff in a warehouse off a paper sheet when they're used to looking at a screen, and it tells you where to go, what slot it's in, pulling it down, numbers, scanning it in, boom. Doing that by paper, oh, your productivity drops by from 100% down to 20%, maybe. And it takes you a week to implement that.
Yeah,
Right.
this is scary. I mean, like I don't want that to happen, but
Oh, but that's what you just said you wanted to have happen so that the women.
no, I want women just to need men so that they would stay in a long-term relationship with the men that they marry, that they choose.
That will not be accomplished by crashing the economy so bad that we can't get groceries. There's other ways to do that, and happy to talk about them, but
What are those
that's
ways? What are those ways?
okay. You have to start removing benefits from women. And so we
Yeah.
can say, oh, we'll change the laws. Why do we talk about changing the laws so much? Because
Mhm.
it's either that or the
Or
system
the system.
crashes.
Yeah.
Because look, we already know that men are removing themselves from the system. We can talk about, money muscles game frame upgrades. And some men will be able to do that. Most will not. For most men, the best strategy is to just remove yourself. Okay?
And not participate in
and
work.
not participate at all.
Mhm.
But as those men stop participating, the world stops moving. It slows down. It gets sclerotic. Things stop working as well. You get the computer system doesn't come back online as quickly
Mhm.
for ordering stuff. It slows down, and things and you have less choice than you did because now to go back to the grocery example, with a computer, you can have infinite number of options, right? Just scroll, click, I want this. And so you have all this variety. Well, with a fax, you have to pick off a piece of paper. You have to write down what you want. It's a lot easier to say, send me 100 pounds of ground beef and 200 pounds of chicken and 300 pounds of rice, and get those three things. Tacticus, this is actually a really good comment. So I'm going to put this up here. It's easier to get out of the way of a landslide or avalanche than to try and stop it or prevent it. And that's exactly what these men are doing. They're not trying to stop it or prevent it. They're just, I'll just be over here off to the side of it, watching you people get run over. But that has the effect of things slow down because those men aren't producing anymore. And I don't blame them. I
don't blame them either. If I were a
But-
man, I would also disengage and not participate.
Don't think that world is going to be. Don't think that women are going to somehow respond to that by going, "Oh, you're right. I should just marry him." And no, that's not how the women are going to respond to this. The women are going to respond to this exactly how you have seen them respond to this. Well, you should just man up and be better. And video games, because these guys who are not participating, they play video games. We need to ban video games. I'm seeing more of that.
Yeah.
We need
Just double down, gentlemen. Whatever you do, double down. Don't do what women tell you to do.
Well, right. But you're going to see women say, well, we should ban video games because we need these men out here getting better for us.
Oh, we should ban porn. I've seen that one a lot.
It's the same thing as video games, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the exact same argument. We need to ban porn so that these men get out here and it's.
I wonder what will happen if you ban porn. What will happen to all of these OnlyFans chicks who are making money on social media or elsewhere? It's like it will be more desperate women out there. I mean, like it does. They haven't thought through the second order thinking. The consequences.
That goes back to female intersexual competition. The women who are asking to ban porn think that will push a large number of men into the dating pool. Specifically, the kind of here's what women are telling themselves right now. What the argument is: there are hot guys who could produce enough to meet my lifestyle demands if only they were not giving attention to porn and video games. So their view is that there is this waiting in the wings, that there is this army of men who, if only they would put down the porn and video games, would become available to them. And these men are going to be hot and providers, if only they could put down the video game control.
False.
Yes, Nick, you are correct. But that's how why do women?
I mean, I have no problem banning corn. I just don't think it's not going to be the solution they think it is. So, okay.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not that.
Porn is a sedative. So, I mean, if you want to know what will actually happen if you ban porn, you'll get violent revolution. And that's why they don't do it.
You ban porn and ban OF, you will see an increase in prostitution.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's like all of these whores who were selling that stuff will have to do it somewhere else.
Well, okay. I want Steve. Can I take what you said and add to it?
Absolutely.
You are correct, but if you ban porn, the thing about porn is that compared to a prostitute, it's very cheap, right? It might be a it's a $15 a month OF subscription, as opposed to a prostitute will run you $100 for one evening.
100, 200, 300.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not done it.
I haven't done it either. Okay, but so you can see, like, a prostitute is 6 months of OF. Let's just say that. Okay.
Okay.
So what will happen is you will see an increase in prostitution. Absolutely. By the men who can afford it, but most men won't be able to afford it. So you will see an increase in prostitution. You will also see a concurrent increase in violent behavior in men, a radical increase, a revolutionary type increase, because porn is a sedative.
And then only a few women who are better looking can sell their services and be prostitutes, because like who will want to find a fatty? I mean,
no. Any port in a storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Men will do that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have to sell themselves for less than ladies.
Right.
Compete with the prices.
Nick was talking about his college days in a term. A one bagger.
Brown bag special. Paper bag special.
Okay. Now let me
high school days.
Nick, explain what that is.
Yeah. So in high school, I wasn't always a Christian, and look, we have eyes, we have desires. Can't just like magically turn that off. And there were friends that I had a term for the girls that didn't have a very pretty face, but they had a nice figure, right? So we called them the brown bag special. You put the brown bag over her head. And Steve had another concept that he grew up with. So
back in my college days, we called him a two bagger. Everything Nick said is true. That's why you need a bag over her head. But you need the second bag to put over your head, just in case someone sees you and her bag falls off. You don't want them to know who it was.
We need to bring that one back, Steve, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So I think the thing that you are struggling with, Elena, is it sounds great to say, oh, well, if we could just, crash the system. But if you think about what crashing the system actually does.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You don't know how it's going to play out. I mean, like you can kind of guess, but it's not going to be what you want.
It's going to be whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
We are on the path to bad times. Okay, we were just talking about it. U.S. is selling off excess crude inventory. Our fuel prices are going up. shortages are already predicted by, or outages in aviation fuel in Europe. In another 2 weeks, 4 weeks, they're just flat ass out. Okay, we're selling off our inventories. There will be shortages. We're already hearing some farmers in the U.S. are not planting the spring crops because fertilizer shortages. It's already happening. We're not feeling the effects yet. Food prices are going up, but there's a lot of momentum in the system, a lot of supply in the pipeline, in the logistics train, and it's not showing up yet, but it will show up. The whole economy, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion right now. No one's willing to acknowledge it, and certainly the mainstream media is not going to acknowledge it. But if the Straits of Hormuz were opened up today, it doesn't change anything. We already missed some of these opportunities. The economic situation is going to be dramatically worse come September, October. I mean, dramatically. And I'm not saying the internet's going to go down. Also not saying it couldn't go down. Is it going to be an Armageddon scenario or a Mad Max scenario? Don't think it's going to get that bad. But whatever is going to happen, it's going to be way worse than anybody can really imagine right now. What do you say, Plutarch?
In the U.S., it won't be a Mad Max. But there's going to be a lot of people who, in other parts of the world, who they die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think we were talking about this recently. I don't know if we were talking about it. I can't remember if we were talking about it during a stream or afterwards in our planning sessions. But
both. We've done both. So.
Yeah, we've done both. And anyway, understand that yes, it's going to get bad. The United States is not going to lose the internet. We're not going to lose power, electricity. We're not going to lose flight. But parts of the world will. And as those parts of the world do, we are going to be told that we have to try to rescue those parts of the world. Why? Well, because there's women who are dying there, and we have to save the women. And the hardest part of all of this is going to be us saying, no, we can't.
Mm-hmm.
That is coming. The fertilizer thing that Steve talked about is key. There are. Go ahead, Steve.
You say a lot of people are going to die. What do you mean, a lot of people?
1 to 2 billion. So 1/8 to 1/4 of the world population.
Even if it was 100 million, which is okay, the world is 700 or 7 billion, 8 billion, whatever, somewhere up there. 100 million is a drop in the bucket. I've not heard many people say 2 billion. I've heard that 1 billion number. 1 in 7 people worldwide. Oh, is this possible? Hell yes, it's possible. Most of the world can't grow anywhere near what they're growing on the farms without fertilizer.
Mm-hmm.
Africa is so far overpopulated from what the actual natural environment will support. It's some countries in Africa, you could easily see a population reduction of over 50%. Am I overstating this, Plutarch?
No. And I mean, I don't like thinking about it. So I got the 2 billion number because Africa is 1.5 billion people but their land has carrying capacity without industrial inputs like fertilizers of about 500 million. So just in Africa, you're looking at wiping out 2/3 of their population without fertilizers. Now, that's not going to happen all at once. As Steve was saying earlier, there's inertia behind this system. You know, will we send food aid, continue sending food aid to Africa? Of course we will. It just won't be enough. The United States produces 25% more food than it consumes. But the United States is only a country of 350 million people. 25% of that, you might be able to get another 100 million people fed out of that. But you're talking about wiping out 1 billion people. It's a drop in the bucket, and other parts of the world that we in America actually care about are going to be having the same problems. Japan.
Well, but
India.
then there is this solution.
India is a big deal too.
Well, in India is another place where you could lose. India, you could see easily 500 million wiped out.
But Don, what about this solution that they came up with? Let's just import the H-1Bs so that they can come over here. This way we save them, and then they can populate here.
It sounds great for the bleeding hearts, but the United States doesn't have the carrying capacity for that either. There literally is not enough water to go around for them. And it would take a 30-year building program to build the water and electricity to bring all those people in. I'm not saying that people won't
data center.
I know, right, Steve? Or sorry, sorry, Nick.
With all these data centers, the rush to build these AI super machines.
Well, right. We don't have the energy for those either. So they will say it, and they might even try to do it, but all they would succeed in doing is taking down the U.S. too. And if the U.S. does get taken down, now it's not 2 billion, it's 6 billion.
Wow. Yeah, the pro-immigration people, they are delusional.
People haven't realized this. Where in the U.S. is the water? Oh, I'll tell you where the water is. Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Upper Midwest, Rust Belt, and, New England. Where is a lot of the population? Oh, Phoenix, Las Vegas. They're building these data centers around Phoenix and Las Vegas. Oh my God, you people. Do you realize how little water you have and how dependent you are on electricity and how much electricity these data centers are going to have? Oh yeah, you have the warm weather. You don't have to deal with snow. But my God, a man can survive cold weather, but he cannot survive without water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I guess what I'm really trying to say is you don't want this. Women think they want this because all women think that they are going to be the one who comes out on top, that they are going to be the one who survives.
Yeah.
They could think it, hey, my man's strong enough to do it. And well, as you guys know, there's a reason I'm sitting on a large stockpile of lead. Okay. Like, I have a better chance, but if things get too bad, I won't be able to make up for all the things that are missing, and I'll get taken down too. You don't want this.
Yeah, this is bad.
So we can talk about, women, you could say, women should want to change this. I agree. They're not going to. Now, I don't actually think, as I said, I don't think things will get this bad. But I do think that we are headed for a time of authoritarianism, of even dictatorialism. And women are going to find out how much they don't like that. Because all of a sudden, it's going to become, well, here's what you have to do, women. And it isn't sitting in their apartment filming OF content. It's, you have to go work in the factories. Well, why do we have to work in the factories? Why can't we make the men? Well, because the men are out in the fields. The men are, the factory work is less dangerous than the field work.
Yeah, true. Do you want to be in the field, ladies, instead?
Right? Yeah. It's
I
like,
mean,
and why? But where did all the good men go? Well, you're killing them out in the fields, trying to keep all of us fed.
Oh, there's also going to be less of those men because what are the three things that come together?
Sorry, Steve, you cut out there.
What are the three things that come together? War, famine, what's the
disease.
third one? They always come together.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay, you're in famine, everybody has to work. But a bunch of the men went to war and got killed. Oh, and you don't even have, that's not all. When people start starving, disease, pandemics, epidemics come up. It gets bad. And you think we are so far from that. Well, in a way, the US, as Plutarch says, it's not going to get that bad here. But we are going to feel a lot of pain here. In other places in the world, will feel the brunt of this. And
right.
Yeah.
So, what I think will actually happen, and to Elena's point, that what she wants to have happen.
Well, I'm not sure. I want it to happen.
Good. Well, we need to break people of this.
I know. Well, there are a lot of people who do. This is why it's like I'm not the only one who thinks that way.
I don't like talking to the those people because it's like you people clearly haven't thought about what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
What will happen is and this is something that we can discuss. What I thought would happen when you have high immigration from people from groups where grape is a common outcome of their behavior, you would think that the women would be would start shacking up with men so that they could be defended. The UK has proven that women do not do this. They demand even more immigration. What I think will end up happening is the men will and you're seeing this start in the UK, the men will just say no.
Yeah. They are getting fed up with this.
But here's the thing, and I want you, Elena, to hear this. The men who say no will not be the simps. It will not be the 80%.
Wow, they will be the minority.
It'll be a deep minority. You're talking 1 to 2%.
Here's a funny thing. We are led to believe, and women will actually say that grape is the worst thing that can happen to a woman. And is that true? Okay, I don't want to go too far into this, but I've heard it said things could get so bad that women would be murdered or even graped. Oh yeah, it's a fate worse than losing your wife. I just stop and think about that.
Yeah, well, they already don't like the fact that they have to put out for their husbands. And like I keep saying to them, ladies, you have two options. You can either have sex with your husband on his schedule, or you can be raped by a foreigner. Which one do you prefer?
Neither. Why does a woman have to take one of your choices? She's going to come up with her own.
You have no other alternatives.
Oh, she'll come up with one.
I'll tell you what they say. No, I will get a man who will save me from that.
Yeah, right.
Protect me from that.
Then you have to have sex with that man, right?
No, that's why they are so set on creating conditions where they don't have to. Look, the women are not again, you're assuming that women are going to respond rationally. They're not going to respond rationally, okay? They're going to respond with, you should do this because insert reason, typically some appeal to traditionalism, but you can't make me do that because that is grape, or
Well, if they
that's
want to
not
talk about
Christian.
Darling, if they want to talk about traditional principles, then let's go back to the biblical principles. What was that, Nick? Husbands should restrain their wives, and let's talk about that restraint, that they are so eager to avoid.
Okay.
Elena's favorite topic.
Exactly. Let's go back to that one then.
No, they're not going to.
Of course not. Yeah, it's okay when a man behaves in a traditional way, but when we ask the same of a woman, she's like, well, you know what? But I would much rather do the neo-feminist BS. I will put this mask on. I will give credit to my husband publicly. Never mind that I disrespect him in person and nag him to death, but whatever, Yeah, like, ladies, this kind of bullshit doesn't cut it. You want to go back to traditionalism? Let's bring patriarchy back. Women are not allowed to vote, and also women are restrained legally and socially. Let's bring that back. Oh, and you don't get automatic custody, alimony, and child support. If you choose to leave your man, the kids stay with the father.
That never
100%.
happens. Elena, you were delusional.
Yep.
That never happens. Even before, women need the right to vote. Bullshit. They had power before they had the right to vote. It was women who wanted alcohol prohibition passed in the U.S. And why did they want it passed? Well, men are going to the bars and getting drunk, and they're not coming home and bringing their paycheck home and supporting their families. We need to restrict men. They got their way. They banned alcohol in the U.S. That's akin to banning porn. What happened? Well, you had increase in crime because people still found ways to get alcohol. The mob made a lot of money from that. Then we brought it back. But women had the power prior to the vote. And women do seek to control men through placing boundaries on them. I can't really think of instances where men have banded together to restrict the options of women. Nick, Plutarch, can you come up with examples?
Oh, yeah. They did that in Europe. The church didn't tolerate this crap. They saw it was destroying the family and society, so the magistrates in the church put a stop to it, and they did their old witch burnings. A lot of them were abortionists.
How many years ago was that?
A long time ago.
Long time.
600 years ago.
Well, yeah.
Okay, it's been a long time since men have banded together to put restrictions on women.
Yes, let's go back to that time, huh?
Okay, so Elena, here, let's do that. Let's go back to that time. So I am now working in a field 12 hours a day. You get about 800 calories to live on a day. You are constantly pregnant because half of your kids die before or in childbirth.
Yeah, I understand.
If you don't die of disease by the age of 30, you are a broken human being. Literally, your bones and joints are broken by the age of 40. But you still have to work the field, because if you don't, your calorie intake drops to 0. Okay. Indoor plumbing, running water.
Don't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, okay. Cholera and other diseases.
Rampant. If those don't, you are lucky to get to old age. Okay. Yeah. You have to run that gauntlet of death and destruction to
so
get
what
to
you're
old
telling
age.
me that we can't go back to that time with the modern technologies that we have?
No.
Yeah, well, I understand.
Well, if you want to keep them.
Yeah, if you want to keep them. So what can we do if you want to keep
there's different ways. It'll happen, but it won't happen the same manner as before. I don't
I
know.
don't want to give up the medical advancements and any of the technological advancements that we have right now.
We're starting to see guys start banding together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
yesterday.
Well, guys will band together to do things. We always have. That's not that'll happen. It happens slowly, and that's really what Elena is railing against here. It's happening too slow for her.
Okay. Men will band together. For what purpose? Primarily, initially, for survival. Not to change the system. Men really don't band together to fix the system. That's too big of a task. Now, if enough separate groups of men band together for survival, over time they may eventually come together to do something larger. It takes a lot of time.
That's a little bleak, Steve. And men will band together for things other than survival. You can look at all the Civil War, the Revolutionary War.
Okay, but
the European.
My point is survival, yes, in a small group. And then for my area, my region, my city, it starts local and moves bigger over time.
Okay. Yeah. And Legend left a comment in here, and I thought, do I pull that one up and address that or not?
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I was like, do I bring
because Nick, we could say something on this comment. We could.
What comment? I missed it. What was it?
It's right there. There.
Okay.
But we could.
Okay.
I would modify that to say we could talk about the fallacy of churches. There is no church that is free from the scourge of modernism. There isn't. Anybody telling you that the Orthodox Church is free from modernism? I watched a video at the Greek Orthodox, I forget what they call it. It's like a conclave or something. That it was held in somewhere on the East Coast earlier this year, and they were talking about how to increase LGHDTV representation in the Greek Orthodox Church. So
wonderful.
Yeah, I know, right? Anybody who tells you that there's a safe place in religion is selling you something. There isn't. And this was their big overarching for the whole church, right? This and people say, oh, but that was just one guy, doing. The fact that they invited him and let him speak should tell you everything you need to know.
It's so thoroughly leavened. Like, even I remember they had the whole revoice crap in the PCA when I was licensed there right before I went into the OPC as a minister.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and they're like having these conferences with these very quote unquote happy people. When talking about like side B, same sex attraction, and like a lot of the church was on board with this crap. And in fact, it got so bad. Right before I got ordained, they had this witch hunt when I was a licentiate in Mississippi Valley Presbyterian Church in America. At the seminary, I was an alumnus for, I guess you'd say. They had this witch hunt. Who dared go to this church and preach on Leviticus 18? And there was so much law. There wasn't any gospel. It's a lie, right? Like, these people just couldn't hear the word of God just spoken to them. I think that was the most offensive part, was actually hearing that spoken in a church. Their own scriptures, right? My own scriptures. Oh, whole witch hunt threatened to like put me under discipline and all this crap while I'm about to get ordained. I'm like, yeah, guys, and this is supposedly the most conservative presbytery in the PCA, a conservative seminary. That's Reformed Theological Seminary, Jackson, Mississippi. And they go after a witch hunt after their licentiate and an alumni. Guys, unless you find like a super micro denomination or independent church, all the denominations are infested. The leaven has leavened the lump. There is no escaping this. And the fact that the church has allowed it to happen is all the more damnable.
And we haven't mentioned the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church has the same problem. Like there are no ports in this storm. And I mean, for the men out there, that would be something I would tell you guys. There are no ports in this coming storm. They have all been taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
The Orthodox Church is not a port in this storm. And, you know, it's like, oh, well, I'll go to the Orthodox Church and I'll find some ortho girl who, you know, wants to be married and pop out babies.
Right.
You and a million other dudes are going to compete for that. And you want to know the crazy thing about that? for these women are loving this, because now for these ortho girls, they get their shot at being the trad wife influencer who got the high value mark, as Donovan called it. Love that high value mark. Because now this one girl can choose from 100 different men, and she can choose the richest, the most handsomest of the batch.
And all she has to do is to wear the traditional mask.
And God forbid you find out she's actually Sarah Stott.
It's so true, Nick. So true.
Yeah, gentlemen, watch Anita Morket's series. I'll get back to it, and I'll make a few more episodes.
The opportunities for women to be Christian, traditional, neo-feminist are astounding. It's really, they're get in now, ladies. Buy in now. Wear that mask. Go to the Orthodox Church, the Catholic Church, the most conservative Protestant church you can. Dress modestly. Play the role. And yeah, that's your best option right now. And we're gonna warn the men against you, but I'm just saying, yeah, that really is your best option.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are going to do it. It's like buying that stock, Steve. They can get it now by wearing the mask.
No, they don't have to buy now. They just have to position themselves.
Yeah.
To be ready if that once in a lifetime opportunity comes along.
No, I mean, like by buying, I mean convert to traditional conservatism, wear this mask, and then the options, you'll just get more men that you want, potentially. And then you can choose the best of the best. And then you can keep LARPing and virtue signaling.
Right. Perfect.
Reviving those traditional values into our immoral society. Yeah. Well, guys, there are a few more topics. I think we should talk about them next time. We have on that list.
Yeah, we did not get to propaganda is dead, and the one that I really wanted to get to while Donovan was here, but he didn't. His internet crapped out again. Was tradcons are not what we think they are. This is a topic that really needs to get out into the red pill.
Mm-hmm.
The people who launch the most attacks against the red pill are not the leftists. It's tradcons.
Yeah.
It's the tradcons that want to see us They they don't want to see us removed from the internet. They want to see us subordinated into their mold of how men should be. And I think that's far more dangerous than what. See, the leftists, they want us dead, and they're quite willing to say so. Very easy to say you're the enemy. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
They have a strong alliance. The tradcons have an alliance with the neocons. That's the secular side. There is a strong pushback from the neocons against red pill or manosphere.
Yeah, and it's something I would have liked if Donovan were still here. It's something I would have loved to talk to him about, because he's really well connected to the individual creators, and he could give feedback on what they're seeing. Because, but
well, maybe Elena can bring him on again if he wants to try it, because really the opposition is not from the liberal side; it's from the conservative side.
Yeah, it is.
And it took us a while to figure it out. And it's not to say that the liberals won't. Like, we know that Rollo is on liberal blacklists. Like, it's not to say that they won't. It's the tradcons come in and they say, see, the liberals hate you, join us. By the way, here's the price of joining us. And the price is you have to buy into their egalitarian philosophy, and which basically just turns into be a better beta for these women, these used up women that we have to offer you. And in my opinion, now I do come from more of an old school red pill background. My opinion, that is what the old school red pill guys were trying to break. That is what they were trying to get away from.
Yeah.
You know, they, in fact, a good chunk, a good chunk of the married red pill subreddit before it got canned and was Christian tradcon men trying to figure out why what tradcons were saying, telling them to do, wasn't working, and they did figure it out. And a good chunk of red pill knowledge came from figuring that out. Going back to that, no, I will not. There is one thing that would cause me to leave the red pill, and it's the red pill teaming up with the tradcons in the name of protection.
Yeah, just throw Dalrock out the window. That's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dalrock's main opposition was from the conservative side.
Correct.
That's what killed the married red pill. It wasn't the liberals.
Correct. And so my view is we need to, in the red pill, we need to go back to some of those lessons as a defense against the people who have been for a very long time attacking us, longer than liberals have.
Right. And you see the tactics they use against Dalrock in his articles. You can just see it's like they're using basically the same thing sometimes in a different way, but the argument is essentially the same. And he's exposed it already.
Yeah.
And this goes to an argument that I've seen floating around the red pill that I really think is deeply misguided. And that is the red pill is a gas station. Take what you need and go. Well, if you take what you need and leave, you're leaving behind the truth. And if the further you get away from the truth, the harder it is to defend yourself against things like this.
Well, I think it predominantly resonates with, and we've talked about it before, it resonates a lot with the money muscles game.
That's not the important part here. Yes, it resonates with them more, but that's an effect.
Okay.
Guys, but Plutarch, I mean, I know the red pill gives a lot of truth, but But the truth might lead to all these things that I don't like being jaded and blah 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 blah. That was
You're gonna
not
go
so
there,
good
Nick?
with society.
You're gonna go.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely just did.
Um.
We all know the argument that I'm talking about.
Yeah. We
Yes.
on screen we do.
truth-
Yes.
Your truth is too bitter. Can't we just water it down and have semi-truth, semi-sweet truth? And won't drinking semi-sweet truth be more beneficial? Because more people will do it than that bitter truth.
Mhm.
Right.
So good truth, bad truth.
Well, it's that is literally the argument that the
Yeah.
tradcons are making, is that there are bad truths out there, and that you should be prevented from hearing those bad truths, because those bad truths might make you bitter towards the women that these tradcons want you to wife up. In this
What
particular
if being
case.
bitter towards women is not necessarily, I don't want to say it's a good thing, but it's a good start because you have to see women for what it is, and it takes this.
Not good, necessary.
This is what I'm saying, that it's not necessarily good, but it's a
No,
necessary.
it's necessary.
It's necessary, right?
No.
Okay.
Hey, don't you know that after 9 years, you know what I realized? Ignorance is bliss. Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill?
Well, I think you did for a long time until you
most
got
men
divorce
have.
great.
Yeah. Well, Elena's onto something.
Okay.
Most people are not going to recognize the hard truth. It's just too damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do it. They will move in that direction when circumstances force them in that direction. But the understanding, they won't fully understand why it's, as Plutarch says, necessary. No, there are few people with the intellectual capacity to understand things like that. When I mean few people, less than 5% of people.
Yep. That's about right. And really, you're talking about 120 plus IQ, which is about 5% of people. But
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I love, I kind of sad that I missed our show last week because it was a Dalrock episode. As you walk away from the truth, it becomes easier and easier to twist you with a soothing lie, right? Oh, well, you don't have to do all that. All you need to do is this and this, right? You don't have to do money, muscles, game, and frame. You only need to do money and muscles, and that will get you the woman you want. That's all you got to do, right? Okay.
MMP. Money, muscles, pray. How about
money,
that?
muscles, pray. Okay, there. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Pray. I like it, Steve.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's all you have to do.
Yeah, because they don't want you to have frame. It makes it harder to control you if you have frame.
Or game. Game.
Game.
Don't you know? Game is just a manipulative thing to get in a woman's panties. It's bad. Bad. You know what? Stop using that game stuff. Just pray more.
Just pray. Well, no, they're trying to replace game with prey.
With prey, yeah.
So your game should now be prey. So that's why MMP works.
Yes.
Because if all you have to do is pray with her enough, and she will just become that good godly woman who you desire. They just have to fight. They just have to fight the PUA guys on that last thing. Prey instead of game, and then they win because women already want money and muscles in a man. Sure, it won't work. But this whole thing is logic. It is logically and morally bankrupt to say, get your truth and get out, because what you're saying is leave the truth behind. And what we did and the problem the problems that are, people are in the red pill are talking about how, the red pill's kind of, it's not what it was, even a few years ago, right? Oh, it's breaking apart. Well, it's because we've forgotten to go back. We've forgotten that we need to constantly go back to the core truths. I was thinking about this last night as I was trying to get to sleep. There's a reason why every religion says you must always be reading this document. The document changes for the religions, but in Christianity, there's the Bible, and you must always be reading the Bible. And like I have I read on my computer, so I have a computer version of it up, but I read the Bible, right? There's a reason why even religions like Hinduism, there's a set of documents that you must be constantly reading.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what.
Mhm.
Okay, if you go to Buddhism, there are documents that you must be reading all the time. Why do they do that? Because the ancients realized that the only way to stay, to keep your religion, to keep your faith, is to constantly go back and review the documents to remind yourself of the truth. Okay. Now we can have I'm not trying to have the theological argument of what is, which of these is true. To each religion, their teachings are true. And so they teach that you have to go back to the founding documents of that religion. I'm not going to call the red pill a religion, but if you don't go back to the founding truths of the red pill continually,
I can't find the gold plates.
I can't find the gold plates.
Nick. That's so funny.
Well, that's what happens when you don't go back to the founding documents. Dalrock is founding documents. This is why we like going back to Dalrock. He was one of the founding creators of the red pill. And we need to go back to those and say, hey, what was the truth that we discovered?
Okay, I'm going to just say this briefly.
Can't hear you, Steve.
Yes, I'm going to say this briefly. Yes, we do need to go back to the founding documents, but with the proper mindset to understand this. I'm going to use our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence as examples. Oh, we're always going back to those to form our decisions for the present. But we are reinterpreting them all the time to permit things that were not intended in the original. So it can be dangerous for average people to keep going back to the original documents because they don't have the proper mindset and they reinterpret and they put a different spin on it and get it wrong. But yes, you still have to go back to the original documents with the proper authority over what this means.
Well,
and I don't know. What's the solution?
Well, Steve, that would, in Christianity, that role would be filled by a pastor. In the red pill.
No, it's not filled by a pastor. It's filled by a bunch of pastors from the past who wrote down stuff, a hierarchy,
Steve,
which is developed over time.
Yes, Steve.
Dogma.
Dogma. My point is that is the role that pastors were supposed to do. They don't always do it. Yes. Okay.
Right. But the pastor has to understand and adhere to the dogma.
Correct. So, there are a bunch of dudes in the red pill who could go back to these founding documents and go, oh, yeah, hey, we've actually talked about this before. And by the way, we came up with an answer that works here, but we don't because.
Exactly. Yes.
The content creation system does not, and I have no problem with people making money, but going back to the old stuff doesn't bring eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, but I've already heard that," and they'll tune
And
out.
it doesn't bring money either.
Well,
usually.
eyeballs. It's
Mm.
that just
Eyeballs is money.
yeah. No, it is in the content creation game. Eyeballs is money, and as I said, I have no problem with people making money off of this. That's not my problem. The problem is that the systems themselves do not encourage this, and so we have been encouraged to leave behind the founding documents of the red pill, and then we tell ourselves, oh well, so then the red pill gas station analogy becomes a justification for why we're doing what we're doing. Well, but we, or it becomes an explanation for why. Sorry, it becomes an explanation for why we did what we did. Well, we had to, because there are some bad truths in there that we don't want to. Oh, we don't want to talk about those, and that's how you get heretical in religion. This is how you get heretical offshoots like Mormonism.
Oh, I could talk for hours about this.
Can't hear you again, Steve.
I could talk for hours about this with fresh examples in the Catholic Church. Even though I'm Catholic, I'm going to stay Catholic. I still believe in the truth, and Nick could talk for hours about this in the Presbyterian Church. How things of certain factions have gone astray, and they don't really go back to the foundational documents, or if they do, they're reinterpreted in a novel way. We could do a whole stream on this.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, although we're 2.5 hours into this one, so we won't do it on this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I really wanted to get there because what I think actually happened is the tradcons came up with an argument that actually sounded good to some red pill men, and that is the gas station analogy. No, go back to the original red pill guys. Donovan quoted Kevin Samuels. Great source for a lot of, he exposed a lot of things that even the earlier Reddit married RP hadn't exposed because he focused more on the single side. There's a lot of just solid red pill truth back there.
I started watching Kevin Samuels first before you introduced me to Rollo, actually.
Right. So, you don't have to go back that far. We're talking about 10, 15 years ago. So, 2010s on. Rollo is one of the guys who wrote a lot of this stuff. Okay. Yeah. Some of these guys were around, but there's this sort of push to, well, we always have to be coming up with new ideas. Well, just because you came up with a new idea doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
It hasn't run the test,
right.
The time test yet.
Well, so what you have to do is you have to go back to, okay, what were the foundational truths that we built this thing on? And a lot of those foundational truths were actually discovered fairly early, and they don't change. Female nature doesn't change, guys.
Exactly.
There's nothing that's going to, change about how females behave here. So those foundational truths are still true. You just have to go back to them and go, does this fit with that truth or not? And if it doesn't fit with that truth, you have to go, not a good idea.
You have described something that we do. We three men, which is why we are dangerous, really dangerous, because we understand some of this history that you were talking about. We are in the red pill today. And what are we doing? We're taking it back and finding these truths are in the Bible, and we're explaining them. And they were practiced in early Christianity and later Christianity, and now they are being reinterpreted. We are the guys who are going back and show this continuity through. And not many people are listening to us. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'm a voice in the wilderness. I'm fine with that. It's happened before.
Well, a lot of the OG red pill guys were voices in the wilderness until they found each other on the internet. That's actually pretty normal for people who are actually concerned with truth finding. That's okay, yeah, normal. But in this case, sometimes we don't even have to find the truth. We just have to go, well, we actually already found it. It's right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Dalrock talked about this. Rollo talks about that. Pook, you know,
Oh, the book of
Roosh.
Book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the book of Pook. You know,
I was
Roosh.
watching actually. Shout out to Paul Bauer from Common Man podcast. I was watching a lot of his episodes on the Book of Book. I recommend you to watch them. He was actually reading the book and analyzing. It was very, very good. Yeah, I
Oh.
really enjoyed those videos.
Now, the guy you forgot, just a historical man in the Manosphere Red Pill. Royce in DC.
Ah, Royce.
Racing. Yep.
Damn, that man. Very wise. Not Christian. No. A lot of stuff that I didn't agree with. But, well, it revealed human nature and reality. Royce. He's hardly ever talked about. But he was the biggest name 15 years ago. Bar none. The biggest.
You know, Steve, you see in the red pill, a lot of content creators going, oh man, it's just not what it used to be. You know, we're all, you know, everyone's fractured. They're off doing their own thing. Guys, if you want the red pill to return to the truth. The red pill will reconstitute itself if you just start speaking the truth again.
Yeah.
Stop trying to create something new. Stop trying to be the guy who discovers the new interpretation. There's no value there. There's no edge there.
But it sells. I think this is something that appeals.
We're hitting diminishing returns on that because
yeah.
The problem is to find something new. You have to find something that doesn't exist before. Well, that means that you can't go back to you can't go back to the gas station and get more truth. Right.
This is the problem in PhDs in theology. They require them to have something new, so you have new heresies popping up.
Yes.
By virtue of graduating them.
Yes. Exactly. It's easier to create a lie, right? You know, Nick, it's easier to create a new lie than it is to create a new truth. So, you know, to the red, and this is, you know, this is why I was hoping to talk to Donovan about this today, because Donovan is one of the few guys who still talks about these core truths.
Yeah.
Every single day. I have to give him a lot of credit for doing that because most people will not sit in there and suffer through the you know, not being the guy with the new stuff and getting all the eyeballs, right? You know, just
stick to the foundations.
Well, that's
main
why
principles.
That's why I said, Donovan, you take care of the men first. If you have to miss with us to take care of the men first, go take. Because he
does it, and sometimes I was watching lately. I've been really busy. I didn't have a chance to join his live streams, but his live streams are very interesting. And then sometimes men call in, and then they tell their stories, and then he gives them advice, and then he always goes back to the red pill fundamentals. And no, you just stick to this. No,
we need more. We need more men like that.
Yeah,
just go back to the fundamentals.
Donovan is wise beyond his years.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, so let's wrap it up. Okay. We will try to cover these topics. I sent Donovan a message, so we'll see what he says. And what are you doing this Wednesday?
I don't think we have any clue what we're doing.
Okay, you'll come up with something interesting. So yeah, join us on Wednesday on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel at 5:45 p.m. Pacific. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. leave us a comment, tell us what you think. If you disagree with something, let us know. Then you can debate these three smart gentlemen. Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts, any conclusions?
The truth will set you free, but only if you hold to it.
Perfect. I love it. Steve, Nick?
No.
No? Nothing?
Good day to eat bratwurst.
Ooh, I agree with that.
Nice.
And sauerkraut.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, you gentlemen, take care. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, chat, for interesting comments. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you all next time. Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining us. Bye. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you are new here or if you're a returning subscriber, we appreciate you. Have you watched Anita Mokiet's saga by me, your Red Pill Babushka? If you haven't yet, we highly recommend you to watch this mini-series to better understand women, how they think and how they manipulate men. Anita Mokiet's saga is a comic parody of female nature and female behavior that includes Anita's adventures, her special and unique experiences, and various interactions with other funny characters. I created Anita to pick on female delusions, entitlement and promiscuity, and to show the reality of corrupted by women institutions. The first season shows the process of finding yourself through self-worth, self-love and self-respect meditation retreats and relationship sessions with various female gurus. The second season reveals her godly path to Jesus and her true power over men, femininity.
Hi, I'm Anita Mokiet. I used to be on OnlyFans, but not anymore. Not after I found Jesus. I'm a trad wife now. I love Jesus. I'm not a feminist. I want a perfect husband with kids because now I feel that it's my true purpose in life to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. Because I deserve a family. I want to be married to the right man. So join our church and wife me up.
I will actually plug Plutarch's wife here. Watch her Anita Moorcat series on just talking about she gives these like acting. She takes on many faces and shows the reality of the church and trying to get men to buy into this traditional tradcon bullshit on wifing up all these fucked up women. There is a large amount of truth in her comedic series that I think men should watch.
I hope that you enjoy our videos. Please tell us what you think about them. We appreciate your feedback. Also, please like the videos. It helps us to build more awareness. And share our videos with your friends and those who need to see them. You never know, but you may save a man's life if he is more aware of female nature. You don't have to say anything when you are sharing our videos. You can just copy and paste them and let the chips fall where they may. Please watch our older live streams on both YouTube channels. You might also enjoy Marry Me Red Pill podcast by your Red Pill Babushka, based on the survey for biological men. It's an ongoing survey that you can participate in. Please share it with other men. The more men participate in this survey, the more statistically significant the results are. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels if you enjoy our content and if you'd like to see more content like this. Join us for interesting discussions with the Resurgence of Sanity guys on Saturdays at 9:15 a.m. Pacific on Elena's Bar YouTube channel and on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. Pacific on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel. Once again, thank you so much for joining us for interesting discussions. Thank you for your feedback and for your kind support. We appreciate you guys. We are looking forward to seeing you in our other activities as well. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day.